when you have a cough or a cold, you know that I have to go to a doctor. How does somebody realize that they need energetic healing? Like, what is it? What is there a symptom that shows up? What if somebody who's watching this podcast or hearing this podcast, what is it that will, what is that one symptom that will tell them ki jao, go to a healer, you need to get yourself looked at as an energetic entity, not just as a body?
Yeah, so whether it's healing or whether it's therapy, okay, whatever we may call it, we may choose to call it, you will see that there is a set of patterns that keep repeating. Like I will have the same pattern, repeat. Like example for me, relationships was my bane. One unsuccessful relationship after the other, and it became like a pattern where I was playing the mother hen, and the partner used to play the one who needed caring, or the one who needed to be nurtured, etc. So that pattern, when you start seeing that pattern, why am I attracting the same personality with different faces, different experiences? The faces will change, the experience will remain the same. It will have the same nagging thing to apply this thing to it, okay? And that's the time you recognize, if you are smart enough, you will say, no, there is something wrong here. I'm doing everything possible when it comes to my own healing. Yet, this is the same. The story is the same. It's not changing. My story is not changing. When my story is not changing, jao, dhulai kar lo thoda, get into that washing machine, you know, then you will come to know what's happening.
Washing powder Nirma.
Exactly. Then you will know what's happening. Because, see, Bhaav, what I feel that when we are seeing now, we are only seeing through our lenses, our perception, our internal representations. That's how we are seeing life.
Right.
But when you get a perspective, when somebody shows you that, hey, look at this emotion, probably you didn't heal this. Hey, maybe this emotion has left behind, just take it in. Acknowledging our emotions. We don't acknowledge our emotions at all.
Yeah.
You know, when I was doing my self-work, I realized how difficult it is to look into your own eyes in the mirror. Most of the times you see yourself as an image. But I used to find it, and I realized, I became aware of the fact that to make eye contact with myself in the mirror, it would literally last 2 seconds and I'd look away. And I'm like, why am I doing that? Why can't I look at myself? And that was part of my self-work.
Yes.
People should try that. Look at yourself in the mirror. Absolutely. Try and hold that contact with your eye contact for like 5 seconds, and you'll automatically know if it's making you uncomfortable, and then go below the layer, peel the layer off like an onion and say, what's making me uncomfortable? Why can't I look at myself?
Absolutely.
That has worked for me when I was doing self-work, and I think it's a very, very important aspect.
Absolutely, because when I was working with my body, because I was ashamed, right? There was a lot of shame, there was a lot of pain. So I literally stood naked. I used to stand naked in front of the full-size mirror and just look at myself. Keep looking. And after some time, I started dissolving, literally, you know, because the more I looked, the more I started dissolving. And when that happened, the sense of calmness comes, and it started coming. And when you look into your own eyes, if you can just tell yourself, okay, that I approve of you.
Yeah.
Just say this. Farida, I approve of you. Bhaavesh, I approve of you. Or I approve of myself.
Yeah.
Just start with this. Make this as your starting. If somebody who wants to hear this, where do I start in my healing journey? Yeah. Probably you can start from here. Yeah. Stand in front of them, look into the eyes. I approve of you.
And you know what I realized? One of the things that came to me when I was doing this mirror work was, and I'm sure there are many people out there, when you get intimate with somebody, when you have to drop your clothes, you want the lights off.
Yes.
And when you start doing mirror work, the first change you'll realize is you won't be ashamed of your naked body when there's somebody looking at you, because you have seen yourself. Yes. And it's very important, because sometimes you're just like, switch the light off. And that is body image issues, you know. It's things like that happen to you. Yeah. And these are patterns that you have to notice and be like, hey, I need healing. Because why? I can't stand somebody seeing me naked. And then you wonder why I don't get intimacy. Yeah. You know, like these are the things that you have to look at.
So also what I understand when you say experience is not the physical experience, it's what you experience within yourself, like
it
that
could be both,
emotion.
No?
when you say the experience changes,
Yes.
but my experience of that, like whatever the experience is, it will bring me back to feeling not good enough, not
Yes.
worthless or
Yes.
something. So it's that also that internal experience.
Absolutely.
It could just be this thing breaking. And I'll be like, अरे मैंने अगर इसको धक्का नहीं मारा होता तो मेरी ही गलती है. Or
Yes,
it
yes.
could be something like an Amazon delivery, not like something as frivolous as I was not home to get the Amazon parcel. तो वो वापस चला गया and see, I didn't do this right. I could have just
Yeah.
waited 5. So my internal experience will remain the same. Whatever the, I'm going to use a word which I'm going to ask you what it means. The trigger maybe.
Okay.
What
Triggers are basically, it's like the gun, there's a trigger, you pull the trigger and the bullet is out. The bullet, say the bullet is your emotions now. Okay? Somebody is pressing it. Now that somebody could be anybody. It could be anybody. It could be a passerby on the road. Yes, press that trigger. And then whatever comes from that is your story. You're standing on the road, two people are standing, there's an argument, somebody gets triggered and there's an anger burst, rage, and somebody is just calmly looking at it. Same experience. But this got triggered. What happened over there got triggered here. Because why? Because this is not healed.
Right.
That anger needs to be seen and acknowledged and healed.